Story time again. I don't know which story. I guess I'll tell, like, being an alcoholic. Being an alcoholic for me was an accidental lifestyle. First time I ever got drunk, I was I was like 18 years old. I remember the first place I got drunk at, and first time I got alcohol like that. I mean, I was my buddy Wade, who's now gone. He and I drove to the fuck was it Carrie House name? Jerry's Party Shop, back when it was over by the off Spring Street or whatever it is over there. We had to get some fucking old dude, or I think it was old to us back then. He's probably like fucking younger than me now. But we had to get him to buy some beer, and I didn't even know how much beer was or whatever. Just, here's my money. And then we went over to Greg Ryan's house, and it was like a party it was a party. It was all fucking, it was a sausage party, as we call them now, you know. But it was cool. We were all sitting there, and I remember we got into Greg's liquor cabinet or whatever. I drank, and it was the first time I drank, and I fucking drank like all that plus more, you know. I was drinking liquor, and I woke up in my house. I didn't remember, barely remembered fucking, I barely remembered the end of whatever happened. It was like, you know. And I remember waking up at the house. I was like, my parents went out drag racing that weekend, you know. I had my brother with them, you know. He versus them, I guess. But I was all wet. My clothes were all wet, laying on the floor. I couldn't figure out. I was like, did it rain? I called Wade up. I called Andy up, I think. It was Andy and Eric and Wade. And Eric is, you know, Eric Von Spivey. And Andy Croft was a dude I used to skate with. And I called him, tried to figure out why my clothes were all wet. It was like, did it rain? I had to get home. So I found out that I got thrown in the shower because I had food all over me or something. I don't know. I was just wasted drunk. And they threw me in the shower and turned the shower on for a while because I was just so fucking drunk. I laughed about it, you know. I think I went to work that day or the next day, whatever. And that was like the first time. And like, you know, I got loaded, like wasted the first time I ever got drunk. It was not going to end good for me, you know. Like, but I never was I was an alcoholic, but I was never, I didn't know what I was drinking about. I was for fun times at the beginning, but I don't know if I believe that now. I don't know, really. I believe I drank because I didn't fit in. I believe I drank because fucking, I don't know. I can't say why I didn't fit in. I mean, I can say, like, I have my idea that, you know, I'm not like the easiest person to talk to. I probably talk a lot. I was in that kind of weird gray area between nerd and fucking dumbass or something. So I don't know. I never really fucking liked school, like in the way like where I was like super popular or anything. But I guess maybe that's where, you know, sometimes it's the worst place to be is that mediocre area, because like it's hard to find have a good way to sell yourself, I suppose. Yeah, you know, before like I got into skateboarding, I was fucking doomed. I was doomed to either be a dork or, I don't know, what, like a schizo or fucking, I have no idea what would happen to me had I not gotten into skateboarding. You know, because I would have never gotten into punk rock music or metal or anything, and I would have never grasped onto whatever I am now. Sometimes I thought all my life, I really did. I really thought all my life, this is my predestiny, you know. Not to be famous or anything, but just to do what makes me happy. And it wasn't until just recently, you know, when I saw how fake and evil the world is at times, that in some ways, it's really funny because, like, like for instance, my mother, like my mother's like constant like making me feel like shitty compared to my brother or whatever, like, and it was always at the extent of like her talking shit about me playing music or whatever. And it clearly pushed me into it. Like, I mean, I would have to be fucking lying to somebody to say that it probably wasn't. I mean, I didn't intentionally set out for that. I probably didn't even think about it. I probably wouldn't have fucking done half the shit I did if it wasn't for that. So, you know, thank God I had a shitty mom for in that aspect. Like, we all have shitty parents. My kids would probably say I was a shitty parent, and I, you know, my dad wasn't a shitty parent. He was a fucking a great provider. You know, funny guy, hardworking. I could do just about everything. Hard guy to live up to in a lot of ways. You know, but I mean, there's no way I could. My mom's not even a bad mother as far as like, you know, taking care of business, I suppose. But just how she treats me is like ridiculous. I can bitch about it. I'm just fucking, you know, I'm just some fucking dumb fuck that I don't like my family and all this shit, you know, or whatever. That's probably why I drank for so long, you know. I didn't drink for several times in my life. I just quit, but I was never saw it as a problem until I drank for real because I wanted to fucking die. Like I was after my car wreck. I drank before that. It's fun time, you know. I drank with my friends. I got maybe drunk a little too often. Maybe it was fucking, like, you know, I drove drunk too many times because like when you know, you have this thing where you weren't like the most popular guy in school, and then you have this fucking like I'm gonna do everything myself kind of mentality, and still don't have a bunch of friends that are like gonna look out for you, so you end up fucking driving drunk a lot. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Not drive. That's what they tell you. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I remember you used to think all these crazy thoughts of like, you know, do fucking stupid people know they're stupid? Do fucking ugly people know they're ugly? I guess no, you don't know you're stupid. No, I don't know I'm ugly, huh? But you know, I could never just kill myself. You know, I just after the car wreck and my life fell apart. It seemed like, but it really wasn't. It didn't fall apart. It was just never created. It was never planned. I never knew. Like I had the idea of what I wanted to do. I wanted to fucking play music. I had no like skill to play music, but god damn it, I had the fucking tenacity for it. And like I even told my fucking, you know, woman I should have been kissing her ass for fucking marrying me. I told her she was second to it. But mentally I did know that fucking like I can't have something in front of that because fucking I'll never be happy with anything. I think most of us are fucking happy being unhappy. Like I know I talked to several people like somebody you think you connect with, and then I'm not even talking about like the recent fucking string of people, but like somebody you connect with and you think like this person like they pair with me in a sense, like I can see that I'd be able to help them in ways and they'd be able to help me in ways. I wish I could just make them see that. But what if you fail? What if that's not true? It's all an illusion, you know? I didn't think of shit like that when I was drinking. I would just think about, you know? Like, I don't know. I have trouble stomaching the world lately. Like, and I don't want to be fucking like this person's like I can't live in this world anymore because I have a lot of shit I fucking have to do. And like, here's the thing, I have to say this on fucking record somewhere because fucking I don't know who would be a fucking in charge of my fucking like in charge of my like final wishes, I suppose. So I figure I have to put it in video form, and then if I ever change it, then I'll have to change it on video form before I die. I know I'm going to eventually die. I mean, it's fucking obvious. That's one thing you can't escape, you know? Not yet, at least. I'm working on it. No, but, I mean, I really don't give a fuck about the whole thing, the whole fucking pomp and circumstance of it. I just want fucking, for once, like, my music to play and people to actually listen to it. That's it. Not to make me a bit of money. And I really can't fucking say, like, I don't know, because it'll be creeping around in the air. I won't know. And, like, I guess that's one of the feelings, like, I'm more bummed out that I'll probably miss a Transformers movie when I die one of these days. Yeah, because, like, even fucking, like, collecting anything, it's like one of those things, it's a fucking, it's an aggravation you give yourself so you don't get aggravated with things that you fucking have to do. Like, you have to work, or if you're starting a business or whatever you're doing, you have to do it. You have to put the time in. Because if you don't, nobody else is going to do it for you. And you will have nothing back. You won't get anything from it. But we use hobbies, like, I collect Transformers, like not the things that, for electrical, machinery, but like the actual, the puzzle things. I collect those, and I will never be able to catch them all like Pokemon or something. I've hundreds, like literally over 100 of them, right now. I've had more than that. I give them away sometimes. I used to give them to people to remember me by. I don't know. So I've had friends buy them for me. I had a girlfriend buy me the first one in my collection now, and it's like my fucking most, like, my favorite one. But it's like some of my ones, some of them I have, like, I remember getting them from the person or whatever, or I remember what the significance of what getting it was. So they all have memories for them. It's something like I felt real guilty about it one time in my life, and Eric told me, he's like, that could have been money you spent on fucking drugs and alcohol. And I was like, God damn it. I was like, yeah, I felt like I still have that. I have that memory. I might not have even had a memory had I fucking drank that up. I was a really bad alcoholic. Like, at a point in my life, I really, 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 really wanted to die. And I'm not even just saying that to be some. And I can't tell you why. I mean, I felt when I got my car wrecked when I was married. I was 27. And I get in this. And if you've heard this, I'm sorry to reiterate some stories you've already heard. It's not for you. But to put it in a nutshell, I was driving back and forth to Lima a lot from Finley, where I lived. I was married. She was the first girl I ever fucking truly fell in love with, I believe. I had noticed we were falling apart, or growing apart, however you want to do that. Like, she was becoming successful in her art, as well as I was becoming more obsessive with mine. I was going to work on, we were just getting ready to do the Far From Paradise CD 6 set of 6. And I remember there was a thing she didn't really care for, the satanic imagery with it, it wasn't that bad, but, still. And she'd been getting offers to do shit for fucking vegan stuff. And so it was almost like a rivalry in a sense. I don't know. It still goes back to the alcohol part, so I'm telling you this stuff. I don't know if this will ever even go up. I just wanted to talk, and it was easier to do this. Nobody gives a fuck when you say anything with it. But anyways, we wouldn't do stuff as much, all right? And I was working at I had a fairly decent job at one time, and I lost it due to my fucking big mouth. I might fucking not taking fucking when somebody said something to me, I fucking blew up at it and fucking said, no, I don't need this job, I fucking quit. Like an asshole. And I'll have to tell that story sometime by itself, because it's funny. But I was at this time working at Ruby Tuesdays, which was a restaurant that's no longer around, I don't think. I think it died during COVID. I rode my motorcycle to work. At the time I had a motorcycle. I got off work, and one of my friends, Kyle Busick, and my brother, who I don't get along with, and at the time I guess we got along okay, and his fucking baby mama at the time, we're all supposed to hang out of town, out of where I'm at, out of Finley, and we were going to go to this bar called the Regal Beagle in Ada. And I just love the name of the Regal Beagle because I love Three's Company, but I went there with my car. Luckily, I drove my car. I had my briefcase of my Far from Paradise, like, business cards. And that's so fucking ridiculous. I had all this shit with me, and I'm fucking driving to fucking Ada and slamming beers. Fucking, it wasn't Four Loko yet. It was Steel Reserve. Drinking Steel Reserves. I didn't even usually drink those, but I was drinking Steel Reserves, trying to get to the fucking bar fast. I get there, drink more beer, leave there with Kyle with me, and I'm fucking like all over the fucking goddamn road. We drive to Lima to go hang out, motel. I don't even sleep. I just run around naked, and so I think try to shoot my dick on some fucking chick's face or something. I don't know. Probably something horrible. Fell over a fucking fence trying to jump in a pool. Went inside to clean the motel room up. Jumped in my car. Waved goodbye, Kyle. Somewhere along the lines, I talked to my wife at the time, and like I said, I felt we were growing apart. I could tell we were. I'd even cheated on her before that because fucking of another complicated issue. It was just being an adult sucks, and like it's sometimes like people don't think the same way as they did a few years before, you know. I don't know if I would have made all the same mistakes then, or if they were mistakes even. Like maybe things are just destined. But she it's so weird telling this shit in some ways because like I've said all this before. You know, I probably put it up even, but like I can tell you, like, driving to fucking Lima from Finley, there was a lot of times I would fucking see semi-trucks driving by me, and I would, like, fucking just be like, I'd get road rage and shit, because I was on that road so many times, and I'd always get douched by a drummer or some shit, fucking for coming practices. Even back then, it's just so fucking ridiculous how fucking people say they want to play music, and they don't put the fucking time into it. So anyways, like, she told me, like, no, I'm quoting or paraphrasing. Fucking, she told me that she wanted to get a divorce or whatever, and like, I don't know if that was heard, if I know that or not. But somewhere along the lines, I hit a mailbox and lost my front license plate, which was skate or die, and then it cracked my windshield too. And at the time, I had a Mercury Tracer 4-door hatchback, and as I was driving the wrong way to go to Finley, pretty much, out by Beaver Dam, I fucking passed a bus of the Salina cross country team, and I just hang out in the fucking passing lane. And as a fucking semi truck was coming over a hill, like he fucking slams on his brakes because he sees me right in the middle of his road, and I don't even hit the brakes. I can't tell you if that was intentional. I'd blacked out. I don't know. Either one's probably bad. Like if I really was trying to do it. But that being said, like I hit the truck at 65 miles an hour. 65 miles an hour, because you can tell because, you know, fucking my goddamn blood and shit's all over the fucking car inside. My hair was not quite this long then, but it had big hunks at the front here, and then the steering wheel, which was smashed. The pedals for the car from the motor, because the motor was pushed back, went into my legs. It broke both my legs. Broke my sternum, collarbone, ribs on this side, punctured my lung. Broke this big ass bone that's in your leg called the femur. Broke that one. Broke my ankle over here. And like, I was so beautiful back then because, like, you know, I broke my face from fucking here all the way across to here, hitting that steering wheel. And I can tell you this because, like, my mouth, when they put it back together, this lip here sits back a little bit farther now, but it's because they put my teeth together straight. And unfortunately, even though I had all my teeth from that, I used to have not the straightest teeth, but they were all like cavity free and shit. But after that car wreck, like my teeth all got cracked, and they just fell on my head. Drugs and shit didn't help either, but they're falling on my head pretty. I never even had a cavity before that. And thanks, mom and dad. Um, but if it straight up broke it across here, and like here's what's fucking hilarious about it, or whatever horrible about it. So the kids are the bus driver, and I think maybe the teacher and some of the kids maybe. Like my car was literally caught on fire, and they fucking put the car out, and they realized I had like an electric guitar in the back of my car and shit, so they knew I was in a band or something. And it looked important for a band thing, I saw the kids after this. But let me get to the rest of it. So they put the car out, which is cool, and they got my airway open because I was choking on my own blood. It's probably really dark. It was so gross. The blood was like all over the car, like all over it. It looked like I puked it even. Like everything was glass everywhere. My these though look not exactly like these, but they pretty much look exactly like it. Like my black glasses were in the motor, like that's chud thing, Just see it fucking my glasses flying off, but they were in the motor. And they airlifted me to the Toledo hospital. I woke up the next day. Eric being my best friend for fucking years, man. Like my family, he's like my bro. And Matt's like probably my best friend now, but over shit because he just talks with me about everything. I'm mumbling like a little bit there. But I'm just thinking as I'm talking. So let me get to the point here. So I end up in the hospital. In itself, I was so like your body when you go through something like that. Mine starts running. Immediately all fucking systems start trying to boot themselves back up. And so like, finally they're taking like, I'm okay, I'm ready, And they're telling me what's going to happen to me, and I'm like, okay. And they go to pull the tube out of my mouth, out of my throat. And when they take it out, so I finally like talk, my teeth are like at heart, right? In the front. They're as big as my finger from touching each other. The back they're touching, but the front they aren't touching. I can barely hold my mouth shut. So when I get hit by the fucking, when I hit the steering wheel, it snapped it and fucking tilted it back. The whole fucking front mandible here or whatever. Okay. They had my one leg in a cast, but the other one they couldn't put in a cast. The ankle they couldn't put. They had my ankle in a cast, but they didn't have my femur in a cast. I think that's how it was. I think that's how it went. Yeah. I think so. So this one was in a cast, this one wasn't. So I'm fucked like that too. I can't hardly walk. And so they have me on a bunch of morphine drip with a little button, and I get my CDs and my little Discman. I'm sitting up there fucking listening to CDs like Danzig 4, and probably I'd gotten my landlord had got me Chevelle, and I forget what the other one was. He was a Christian guy, so he gave me like his Christian CD. Chevelle, I thought it was okay, but it was still in more of the punk rock stuff too, like Screeching Weasel and shit. But I was listening to fucking music, and I'm fucking pumping this button, fucking full of morphine and shit. And I think I'm fucking I think I fucking was so high I was in a fucking like the cartoon Inuyasha or some shit like that, which I didn't even watch that cartoon. I think I watched it like on like previews or something. But I thought I was in like a treehouse, and an animated treehouse thing. So I'm falling here. It's pretty crazy. I'm in the treehouse, and I'm sitting there with a big box of stamps, like stickers. All these stickers. I'm like, look at all these stickers. I'm like, whoa, they're falling all over me. That's literally like my idea of like what was going through my head. I'm like, I gotta get these stickers off my chest. And I'm fucking trying to get these stickers off my chest. And all of a sudden, about 3/4 of the way through getting all the stickers off the chest, back in the box that wasn't laying on my chest, there starts to be bells and whistles going on. And I was in critical condition area, whatever. And the nurses come towards me. And I'm like, God, this one stick is really, really stuck. I'm pulling about 3/4 of the way of it being out of my chest, because it was like the thing they put in your lung when you collapse your lung. Like, I'm like, oh shit. And she's like, oh, like, she's like, I freaked the nurse out. I love nurses though for like how fucking dedicated they were to me. But they were actually really cool. Like, they made being there a lot better. But I pull it out all the way, and it's pink fucking fluids dripping out of my fucking side and out of this hose. And I was like, oh, it's gross. And it was like it looked like salmon colored. It wasn't even pink. It was like salmon, like brownish, like a tan-ish pink, life-looking fluid, like you've never seen before unless you have a thing pulled out of your lung. And she bandages it up. They didn't put it back in me. They moved me down to a less critical condition the following week. I had another crazy episode. I quit doing the button. But I think a lot of it was probably head trauma. You know, I hit my head against the fucking goddamn steering wheel, fucking hitting the semi truck. So there's a good chance I scrambled the fucking eggs up in the basket up here. But I had another episode where I was on the Conan O'Brien show, and Master Shake was there from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. He was telling me, "Get up and take your award." And I was like, you know, I just hear him going, "Man, get up and take your." And I was like, no, my legs are broke. He's like, just do it, buddy. Just go up there. And I'm thinking, like, I should. And I sit up and, like, it was like, that's so, like, no, I'm in a motel, or a hotel, or a hospital, I mean. You know, I'm like, my brain's scrambling. I'm trying to think like that. I'm in the hospital, and, like, my legs are broke. And I lay back down, and I got let out. After 2 weeks, I was in the hospital 2 weeks, and I was let out. And meanwhile, my face is fucking jacked. I got, like, no way to fucking... I'm not supposed to chew. And, like, I was on a liquid diet. I couldn't have... I had blood clots in my leg from the fucking rod they put in my leg. So I had to fucking go take treatments every fucking, like, every other week or every week to go have blood thinners put in me and checked. And so I could get rid of the clot so I didn't have it fucking kill me. So I could have my facial reconstructive surgery. This whole wreck happened on, like, the 5th of fucking September, like, it was Labor Day weekend or whatever, which is my oldest kid's birthday, but she wasn't even born yet. Like, I mean, she might have been born then, but I wasn't her dad yet. But I was in the hospital again. Like, actually, I spent all of September out. They had a benefit for me. A show it was like pretty cool. Like, I guess I even said back then, this is probably, if I was going to have a funeral, this is probably what I'd fucking want it to be. You know what I mean? Because it was like a big show. Like, all these bands. My band played. And I realized then that they fucking sucked without me. You know, in a weird way, because they couldn't fucking do this. They didn't. I think we had, like, maybe 2 people could sing the songs for the band. Not everything. Just, like, Pagan County, I think they could do. I think Ben Gordon could do Chud. And that was about it. So I fucking rolled up in a wheelchair with fucking all these broken bones and shit, and sang with one lung, and a broken face, and everybody thought I was a badass. And honestly, I wouldn't even, like, it was hard. It wasn't even hard, because I just, my fucking drive for it was just that high. And, you know, I never thought I was lucky. Because later on, I was like, oh, I'm going to be sober and shit. And it was always, it was always about, I was sober if it was fucking going to benefit me, though. I was sober for the person. I was sober for Sarah, my wife, because she wanted me to be. I was sober because fucking, I should be sober after a car wreck, as long as my marriage is together. So, I had facial reconstructive surgery on my mother's birthday, which was November 11th, Veterans Day. And I was afraid I was afraid to death of dying on my mom's birthday, because it would fucking, I can just hear her going, how it was fucking wrong of me to die on her birthday. It's kind of an inside joke about that one, but I did think that, and I thought that was, like, fucking the worst thing I could possibly do. So I didn't die on her birthday. I kept my shit together, and I had the fucking facial reconstructive surgery. When I came to, it was like the worst pain I've ever felt my entire life. The worst, absolute worst, because they had to take a hammer and a fucking chisel and break my face back apart, because 2 months had gone by, and after 2 months the bones was already starting to fuse back together. So all the times they were fucking sitting there beating my face apart and then putting plates and screws to hold it back together. I looked like the fucking Elephant Man. It was fucking horrible. I didn't go out of my house for fucking months. And I never said I was fucking like thankful for it. Never had the, if I said it, I didn't mean it. You know what I mean? I was just, it's what I'm supposed to do. It's what I'm supposed to say. I even went to the kids who fucking, you know, had to deal with this whole thing. Me almost killing them even. You know, I had to go there and fucking give them an award that Sarah had fucking decided to get a trophy for and shit. And she pushed me there, and I told these kids, like, don't drive drunk, blah, blah, blah. I didn't mean it. I thought I did, but I didn't. I can honestly say I didn't. Because at one point, like 6 months go by, and, you know, I get fucking better after 6 months. I was like, about January, I was actually working again. I got in a car even. I didn't lose my license. And I got in a car, and everything seemed like it was turning out right. But at the time in my head, I could just tell things were different. And I know that I cheated on my fucking wife, even though she had done things to me, and at one point she cheated on me about some other stuff. It doesn't matter. I felt like a piece of shit inside. And when she said that I don't want to be with you anymore because she was just waiting for me to get better so she could leave me, I don't think I've ever felt such like a piece of shit myself. I literally went and, like, you know, I was all sober and shit. I literally went to the store, got beer, a pack of cigarettes, because like she didn't like me smoke. She was straight edge, and I was vegan, you know, shit too. But I got the cigarettes and a fucking 40 ounce of fucking King Cobra, and I sat in that living room and just fucking sat there and smoked and drank and cried. I had all these Transformers, my original G1s and shit. They were my pride and joy, pretty much. All these Hot Wheels cars I had and shit. I took them and just gave them to this guy. I can't even tell you the guy's name anymore. This is how fucking, like, how much I just didn't give a fuck about anything at the time. Like, I dropped them, like, all these Transformers for free. Just give them to him. Because I wanted them to go to a place that weren't going to be thrown away or something. And, but I didn't have them for me. I'm glad I wasn't into any kind of hard drugs at that time, because fucking if I would have been on heroin, I'd been dead. I would have died. I would have overdosed and dead, because I fucking tried to drive drunk as much as I possibly could. That was the only thing I could think of, you know, because I didn't own a gun. I tried to put nooses around my neck sometimes to fucking do it, but it seemed like a lot of work. I wasn't really, I don't know, I just didn't want to make it a pinata of Kevin fucking hanging in some room. And then, like, so I just fucking drive drunk again, like, more and more. And I want people to feel sorry for me. Like, I didn't feel sorry for me. I fucking literally fucking, like, well, if I went through a goth phase, that was when I went through the goth phase. It was like right there. I just didn't give a fuck anymore. Like, I really didn't. I wanted, it actually made me mean. It made me bitter. Like, if I was fucking empathic or something, that part of me was fucking, like, it created a bigger hole in me. A huge hole. Huge hole. And I never got it. I never got my shit together. I never went and talked to anybody. You know, I just fucking suffered fucking, like, getting 2 DUIs when I fucking moved to Lima, and getting shit stolen from me, and, you know, alienating people, and then fucking, like, I wanted to be fucking loved for myself, I suppose. Was probably what it was. I wanted somebody to fucking say, Kevin, you're all right, you're good enough. Yeah, but it doesn't ever work that way. You don't feel that. Yeah, you didn't love yourself, kind of, you know. So how can you love anyone else? But it's more than that, though. What ends up happening is, like, people still see that you can fucking, like, which I didn't even realize then. But, like, I was fucking, like, able to fucking, like, I've always wanted to communicate with people, and I've always been into art. Always what I wanted to do. And you don't have to be popular, guys, if you're an artist, I guess. Probably better if you aren't. But like, you know, like I try to relate to people with lyrics and like whatever I do that way. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think that's more my forte, though. But obviously, like the fact that I think about other people and fucking I can understand that, and I want them to do the same. That's why I get in these situations with, you know, people that I end up dating or whatever. And I'm not trying to fucking this whole analyzing myself here for it, but like I'm just saying those things play into the alcoholism. Because if I was bad, I finally find this, you know, and I went through several fucking shitty little relationship things that, you know, just added to the deplorable person that I became. Like I was never a thief really, or a liar or anything like that, you know. Or if I was a whore, by any guy's standards, I probably wasn't much of one. But I just didn't give a fuck. Like I was, you know, I alienated some of my friends because they were scared of me. Like not because I was like a bully, but because like I just like there was no like catch of myself. Like not to say I'm a badass or anything. But like when you don't give a fuck, you don't give a fuck, and like, you know, you just got that stare. I think that fucking thing. It's not something I'm proud of, really, but I feel I have to talk about it sometimes because fucking maybe somebody needs to hear that. You know, that other people go through it. I don't know. But when I met my kid's mom, like, okay, so I'll put this out here too because it pertains to everything in some ways. Like, and it's a political part, and I don't really know how to go around it without fucking saying, like, I can't grow a child in my body. I'm a man. If I got a fucking thing and cut my dick off, still cannot have a fucking child grow in my body. I'm a man. That's all I'm going to say. I was in a relationship married to a woman. She didn't want to have a kid in her body because fucking whatever her beliefs are. I'm not even saying the belief thing is my... Being married, I still have no right to tell her she's going to have my fucking kid. Nor did I fucking say that, if I was going to have a fucking kid, that I would fucking want the choice or whatever. And I'm not saying it's a choice, but I'm just saying, like, it's still my right to have a child. Like, if I don't want to have a child, it's my fucking right. That's all I mean. As a woman, like, you know, I still think fucking as a family thing, like, I don't know. Like, I just wonder how things would work differently. It's been there. I'll basically say this. In my lifetime, I've had friends that are friends and lover kind of things that have opted one way or the other, and like I've been there for them either way, and fuck them both. At this point, yeah. I don't know what I'd been like if I probably wouldn't have gotten pregnant ever. You know, I don't think I'd be like, oh yeah, I just want to have a fucking child. You know, I don't know if I would have. Because it's not an accident. You fucking did or you didn't. But first wife, you know, she didn't. She aborted it. She prayed for miscarriage, which I don't think God grants miscarriages. That's how fucking stupid that sounds. But like, you can have your miscarriage. I don't know how that works, but and then just go get an abortion. That doesn't seem like those two things would be connected, but they were. By a vegan. So I meet my kid's mom. She's got a daughter who might have been born around the same fucking time I got in the car wreck. Her birthday's September 5th. And she and her husband like have a falling out. I will tell you, this is a piece of advice in life. If fucking some woman leaves you for her husband for you, she might leave you too. Just keep that in mind. It might happen. I'm not saying it does, but it could happen. And yeah, so I met this chick, and like I was so down, and I could never find anybody even close. Like I felt like I was so like part of the reason I wanted to kill myself and all that shit was like I felt like I lost the one one person who was the most like me. You know, like you search for this fucking person, like you don't fucking fit in here, you don't fit in there. You fucking your friends kind of like laugh at you, or some of them fucking don't even understand you. Whatever it is, you're always looking for this fucking like person to complete you. It seems like, which I found a different version of that. Like I like the idea of like you're supposed to fucking be a complete person to be with someone else. I think instead of being completed by them. Maybe that's where we fuck up, but like my wife, my second. This is gonna be my second wife, because like it was a fucking different situation. I felt like I was doing completely everything I didn't do in the other marriage. Like one was against drugs, the other one was on drugs. One was this way, one was that way. Like I was just a fucking scientist. I feel like let's see if this works maybe instead. Question: does it work, Kevin? Answer: the same. Same amount of time spent with both fucking marriages. 6 and 6. With fucking, one had kids, one didn't. Which cut was the deepest? Well, I said the first one was the deepest, but the second cut was the one that fucking almost killed me. Or maybe it's the opposite way. I don't know. But like because of my marriage in the first one and falling apart and all that shit, it made me fucking get to this place where I sincerely fucking probably needed fucking to be talking to a therapist or something. Like I don't believe in the pharmaceutical psychology of shit, but like I do believe in fucking counseling and shit. And like I thought that was gonna fix everything, and that's codependency to a T. Like I latched on this person like a fucking parasite myself. Like I couldn't. When things were going fucking, and the thing is like that's a fucking bad spot to put your fucking self in as a guy or a woman, where it's like almost like I have like two different me's in a sense of like one of me is fucking like confident, like I can do this thing or like I just do it, and then there's this other me who fucking like is just wanting that acknowledgement from someone, and like that's when these people like kind of like fuck your fucking whole life up because they know that you thrive on it. You thrive on that fucking. They hate you for fucking one thing, and they know they got you by the balls by another one. Because you tell them you're intimate with them, you're telling them fucking all this shit that you feel like you want to tell somebody, but you don't trust anybody, and that's the person you trust, and that's the person that betrays you every time. So like I mean I just realized this is like as late in life as I am now. But back then, that fucking marriage, I had no idea what the fuck was going on. I just, she was a different person. I felt like where I had screwed up in the first marriage, now it was my second chance, And it was my second chance. And I would never fucking tell you that the second marriage wasn't just as fucking important, if not more important to me. Because fucking, I had children from that. And having 3 daughters, and like having the honor to be fucking, my daughter's like not biological father. It was an honor. It was a fucking. She's like my daughter by fucking her choice. And there was never a choice for me, but I love her to death, and I'm very proud of her. She's grown up to be a fucking great person. But the thing that sucks is like when I was younger, I thought like I was going to have this perfect life, and I'm sure everyone does think this, like the perfect life. Everything's going to be just. I'm going to have this fucking Porsche, and I'm going to fucking have like, you have your fucking Hot Wheels cars when you're a kid. This is my car, and this is my car, and this is my house, this is my garage. This thing, it's like Jay Leno's garage, and it takes an enormous amount of fucking like work and a dedication to a specific thing that you're going to do from a very young age, usually, or fucking some crazy family money or fucking luck to even fucking have things where you're not struggling in this world. I have a fucking goddamn I have I was at least through my fucking inaptitude of fucking being a fucking normal person, or what's normal anyways, but like my dedication to fucking what my art is the only thing I think it's given me any kind of direction that's kept me from being fucking swallowed up by the machine, like between drugs and alcohol, because it wasn't night, it was there, Like I've heard people say, well, Kevin's crazy, or Kevin's crazy. I was never crazy. Like I never had anything mentally ill with me. I was always somebody who fucking pushed buttons and levers and shit to fucking like, because they told you not to, I guess. Said you couldn't do this way. Most of the time they're right. Not always though. Like, you don't have to have fame to fucking be happy in life, and by doing what you want to do. You know, like I'm still, you know, making music, making videos. Like I wanted to be making movies and wanted to fucking do this. I'm still doing it. Like I mean, it's not like, you know, the accolades aren't like, oh my god, fucking. I was hanging out with Brad Pitt the other day. You know, that's not the fucking life I have. But like, it's not like I haven't played with people that I've looked up to. I mean, I can say like honestly, like that's one of the coolest things about playing music is like fucking finding yourself on stage, you know, with some band that's like awesome to you. You know, you like whether you just heard them, like I mean, I've had that option luxury that been granted that pleasure to fucking meet a band and you're like, these guys are awesome and become friends with them, or play with a band that you've like always enjoyed, and then fucking sometimes you find out they're dickheads, but you know, I would go on record saying like I met Michael Graves and I know people call him a fucking Nazi and shit, and people are gonna probably call me a fascist, or don't look at that video because he called fucking Michael Graves a good guy. Michael Graves was cool with me. He was really nice, and fucking he sat there and like hung out with me and several people with the small show in the little small town I lived in, and like smoked and drank with us, you know. And it was like fucking really cool. Like it was a normal like a normal guy. I really respect him for that. I mean, you can say what you want, and you're totally entitled to your opinion. But my opinion is the guy's a decent dude, and you know I don't care about politics enough or who he's friends with or fucking what his ideals are. Like at that day, he was a normal human being just like I was, and I thought he was cool. Like I'm not in the I'm not in the business of making enemies with people. I really am not. I try to like to not use the word hate for people, you know, even though people have done it or probably right now hate me, but like I don't hate people. I don't hate anyone. I don't understand them sometimes. I dislike their company, or I dislike the fact that they want to kill me, or they've done shit to me just because. That's the things I dislike. But it's more shit that I've fucking learned about myself, because at one point with my marriage, like getting with somebody who did drugs was probably not a good idea, because now I, you know, going back and forth with the alcohol thing, but like I was here and I took it down here because I was happier, you know, and I'm trying to work and shit, so I was happier, and I was just busy. So, but I'd get off work and try to drink a few beers, whatever. It was still a few and stuff. And it wasn't until like my band, like Far From Paradise, at this time, we wrote a fucking I take it back. It wasn't Far From Paradise. It was sorry about that. It was Let It Go. When Let It Go first started, we wrote a jingle, "Drink It Down," for the juice beverage company, which was like Four Loko, but it was one of the first ones. So it had caffeine in it and shit. I was drinking them like crazy. It was like the best thing ever. There's gonna be a couple things I found out that were not the best things ever when I thought they were. First one was juice, and yeah, I would drink the shit out of it. My fucking stomach. I drink it so much. I drink it so fast and so much that I was fucking. It would make you into a zombie for one, and you could puke like a rainbow. It was fucking horrible. It was heartburn like motherfucker. It was horrible. But you know, they gave us all this fucking swag and stuff for making it drink it down. They didn't use it for the fucking commercial, but they kept this in their thing and fucking sent so much shit. That was bad for us, because like if I drank before, I drank a shit ton, because fucking this time my fucking wife she pops pills like that other story I talked about fucking being in Philadelphia, and I used to call her Sleepy Jean because she'd be always like nodding off, and she wasn't a heroin addict or anything yet, but she would just. And if you're somebody like me who fucking talks forever and like wants fucking companionship and like talk about the world and things, and I would just kind of get resentful about it. I'd look at her and be like, "Wake up, wake up!" Or, "Hey, wake up! You're driving." You know, that's true too. But through it all, it just made me drink more. Like to fucking like it's like when people eat through their fucking. I just drank, and I got bloodshot looking. Like my skin was like real, like red. My face was round. I never got super fat, but I did get fucking kind of like out of shape looking, very out of shape looking. And that culminated at one point when fucking she cheated on me, and I didn't take it very well. I was drunk because I sat there all day trying to drink through my fucking pain. Not a good idea either. We had a fucking domestic violence incident, and I ended up in a halfway house because I'm afraid of killing myself. Because like I first moved in, and it wasn't because there was a court thing with it yet, but I moved into an apartment or a motel, and it's gonna seem like a pretty lame way to die, but I tried to kill myself off fucking 151. I think like juice or something like that to fucking before to get to 51 down, and Tylenol 3s, or not Tylenol 3, Tylenol PMs, a whole bunch of them. All I did was make me fucking. Well, I could have just laid down, you know. That's what I was trying to do, lay down and go to sleep. But Eric fucking went by where I was staying at, and he fucking just felt something weird, and he zipped me up, fucking like got me up, and fucking we went out and hung out for a while, and I got that out of my system, and I decided it wasn't gonna be fucking a good idea for me to fucking stay around in a motel room by myself, feeling sorry for myself. So I put myself in a halfway house, and bad move again, but I went through that shit, and I got it really big into AA, and I'm going to say that I wasn't so much the meetings itself, but that's had to be part of it in the beginning. And I know a lot of people don't like it because they get stuck having to do it. For me, it was something I joined because I had nowhere else to go. Like I know that the hole in me had gotten to take up a lot of shit, and I tell people like I still believe the 12 steps is a fucking insanely good idea for your just own personal well-being. It really does work. You know, like admitting you have a problem with anything is fucking gosh darn. That's what narcissists can't do, and fucking they can't take accountability for it, and like it's sad because like fucking as the prey of the no, but I mean as somebody who fucking could like I have like a little shame about stuff like I do at all. I feel fucking sorry for him. You know what I mean? Because like it doesn't. I can't understand it. I can't understand why people can't just be truthful. You know, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's like so fucking easy for me to, you know, and for them it's like they, like you know, there's been several people like I don't know if they said anything true because fucking, you know, it's like the boy who cried wolf. You know, and maybe they like that fucking mysterious thing about their nature, but like. It doesn't pay off for you. Fucking, you end up being fucking horribly miserable. You're miserable here. You're miserable fucking until the day you fucking die until you do something about it. I could have been a fucking drunk till the day I died. I could have been miserably drunk until the day I died, but I fucking took accountability for myself and said, hey, you know, I'm a fuck up, and I had to go through and fucking write all these fucking people down that fucking like, all right, did I fuck this person over? How did I? I probably should fucking say I'm sorry for being a fucking, you know. One of the reasons my band is called Curse of Z, okay? I'm going to say this because it fucking has to relate to Billy Madison. Right here. There's a part where Billy fucking, calls that dude up that's, he picked on in school. And he says, you're sorry about that? Yeah, I think it was, you know, that's all, like, that's all that fucking AA part is, like that, you know? I've had that happen to me. There's people I've done shit like that to, and it meant a lot to them, you know? And it meant a lot to me because like I saw how it made their day, and I felt fucking like a weight was off my body, and like you don't realize how much shit we just make up inside of ourselves. Like having hate for somebody doesn't affect them none. It does not. Me having an ex that I hate makes nothing but my life fucking suck because I'm the one fucking feeling all clenched up inside and fucking wanting to, you know, have a heart attack. They probably don't even think twice about me. So I hate them, You know, live and let die, live and let live, whatever. But like that AA got me fucking to a place where I was sober for a year after being the worst I'd ever been drunk in my entire life. And I felt I felt. They say the when you do things like you'll see the fucking the what it'll give you, like a not like the presents that it fucking gives you, but you'll see things happen for you, and it did. I totally got my driver's license back. I got my fucking car, and then I got another car. Like, you know, I was like, well, I got my family out of back together, and then I got, you know, us out of the apartment we were in, and actually in a fucking nice house that was running, had a garage in it and shit, and fucking had my band in the basement. And it was like probably the best my life ever was for a minute. And then she and I still fought. You can't keep anyone sober. I mean, it's like you can't make anyone do anything. You can't make somebody love you. That's like what, you know, sing-along's really about. You know, it actually says that in there. And you know, that's what's kind of about fucking narcissistic personality disorder, to be honest. But you can't make anybody do anything. Like, you can't make, like in the book 1984. After fucking torturing somebody for long enough, they can make 2 + 2 = 5. You'll just see 5 instead of 4. That's like messing. Like, this is the hardest torture they could possibly do to somebody. Literally, you cannot make anything, like make someone do anything they don't want to do. And that's a sad thing for narcissists too, because they'll fucking try to make you fucking be like undermine you and do all this stuff, but they can't make you do anything you don't want to. So if you don't react to theirs, they have nothing to do. They can't do anything to you. And I'm making all this shit, but it's all stems together. Like I saw everything it was doing for me. It was giving me a fucking new sense of myself. And like we were fucking arguing, me and his mom. At this time I had a kid. We had the fucking older kid, and Matea, and then Ember. And then she's like, oh, well, I'm pregnant, you know, because I was about ready to fucking move out, because she was like just never got better like that, you know. She didn't believe in it. I think, you know, maybe she couldn't get better at it because fucking it wasn't her thing. She has other problems though, you know. Narcissist probably. I don't know. I mean, I think so, but like I can't go fucking through life and go narcissist, 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 narcissist. Fucking sounds like I'm a fucking cat in a fucking like food commercial or something. Narcissist, whatever. It just seems weird. It could be true because I found that out later too. But like, you know, you become food for somebody. Like you become prey for somebody else. And I don't want to be prey for fucking shit. Nobody. I don't want anybody to think they can just do whatever they want for them. But in a sense, it's true. Like the same kind of people will fucking target you, or you will target them. Like because like that's what you're looking for. Like, you know, so to speak. And they can come from all shapes and walks, but they have the same fucking kind of mentality, you know. And so, I quit my fucking I quit being sober to start doing the legal drugs of K2 and bath salts with her. And I paid the price. Not myself, but honestly, I paid the price. Because I lost sobriety that I was so proud of. You know, it wasn't like I had to. Like, I did it because fucking I wanted my marriage to work. Because here I didn't want to fucking not have 3 kids and a house and a dog and everything else. But I tell you, man, you can't keep it together. You can't keep it together. And, you know, we were like, oh, you know, for like, I wouldn't even say a month after she was born. And it was all gone. Like fucking, she was psycho. She'd lost her goddamn marbles. And we had split. I had to get the kids and myself out of there. And it became a fucking constant, like, war. And my kids stayed in fucking foster care for a fucking year because of it. And that killed me even more inside. And it hurt them, you know. And I never really sit around and call people bad fucking parents. Maybe a few people, but like there because of personal ties to them. Okay, but it's so when you get in a situation where like you're involved in booking a case like that, and then they go to somebody like maybe like a grandparent or something, because a lot of the women today are state funded grandparent raising their kids, and it's not good for them, because kids should be they should have parents, not fucking grandmas, and parents that act like they're best friends. Like my parents fucking put up, I'm gonna tell you, like, for as much as I'm fucking sitting here like blaming my mom for something or something, I don't blame her for shit. I just know my mom had we screw up her kids and too. Everybody does it. You can fucking be too push them one way and they'll make them a different way. You're going to be a part of your kids' fight. It's like their whole psychic demeanor. But I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I guess maybe we'll just wrap this up right here. Like, I like literally the whole bath salt thing is fucking another whole goddamn bag of cats. But at one point, I'll tell you this: as far as my alcoholic career is gone, I haven't been drunk in like 6 years. Okay, like I don't have a desire to. I've drank a beer or two, or even a couple more than that. Never. I don't like to be drunk. I don't like the fucking feeling of losing my fucking control of my situation. Not because I'm a control freak, but like I don't like being put in a state where I know shit can happen to me, where I will fucking do something that can be attributed to that. I just lost my taste for it. I remember watching. I made videos back then too, and my dad had fucking come to me at my brother's funeral, my older brother, and he died because he went back out, and had I was there with him when he went back out, and he didn't last. He died. And he told me, like my dad did, that he was fucking scared to death I was going to die because of my own hands for driving a car drunk or something. I laughed. I was like, I'm not at him, but like, no, that's not going to happen. But literally, he saw me do it. Like, I couldn't understand that yet about myself. I was selfish about it. And like, I'd like to make amends to my dad right now, because however it is, I need to make that amends to him. Like, I'm really sorry that I put him through that. Like, I'm really sorry that he never got to see me be that sober guy, or what we call sober. Like, that I wasn't the drunk I was, and how it all played together in such a brilliant and almost fucking insane way. Like I met my dad's funeral the day after. That was like the last day I ever tried to get drunk, and I just thought to myself, like, this is it. This is the hard fucking fork in the road where you got to make a choice. Like, one way you're gonna you're gonna get worse because you're gonna drink, and there's gonna be this bigger hole that's in you, or there's this other way that is fucking the better way to go about it. Do you want And it wasn't. It was hard, but it wasn't hard. Like, I kind of weaned it back. But like, I happened to meet this woman so randomly on the internet, Jessica Spencer, and she was a very sick young woman. I wouldn't admit it back then, but she drank herself till she had no liver left, and I thought she would pull through. I was the one, delusional about it, but still, I can't imagine that feeling of that, like how much just I don't give a fuck you'd have, I felt bad because I could have just fucking stayed with her the fucking last time of her life, and I broke up with her because she lied to me. I'm not saying I was a bad guy for it, but like, looking back at that, that's one of those fucking things I regret that, because like, it made her think, well, I mean, maybe that was fucking, maybe me, where I'm like, okay, well, you've been codependent all this other time, fucking this shit, like, so you stand up, but I was just, I can't be lied to like that. You just lied to me, and you're drinking, and like, it made me feel so bad, like, God, I was fucking worried about her, and she wasn't even worried, and like, she ended up moving to, I think, Finley for a while, and There was a guy who was a band and had fucking kids, and you know, she drank that time too. And she's the first person I've ever slept next to. I saw in a coffin, and that's one of the things that's fucking it sticks with me, just like my dad dying does. I'm gonna leave it. I know it's taking up like quite a bit of your time, an hour here. I just stumble and it's like deep thoughts with Jack Handy, but I do this shit all unscripted. I just do it because I fucking feel like I want to talk to you. I want to talk to somebody besides fucking, because I really am talking to myself, but I feel if I put it on video, maybe it'll have some good for someone. And I can say what I started this for. I would hope that my music is just played at my funeral, if anything ever happens. Well, when it does happen, let's put it that way. Because, like, you never know if someone will kill me, or I'll assassinate myself, or... I really don't plan on that one either, but you never know. It could be a cover-up. I thank you. I'm Kevin Easy, and I'm in kind of a mellow mood about shit, but, like... Tormented Sounds has some fucking changes coming up. We're going to be doing... I'm not going to sit here and tell you, we're going to do a lot of big things planned. There is stuff planned, and there is stuff that I realize is all in my fucking head, and I got to fucking kind of, like, quit being a fucking, like, upset that, you know, I'm the one that makes it fucking feel like I have to have these things done, because, like, the demand for such isn't really all that great, you know, fucking, I mean, there's demand for stuff, but, like, not like that, you know. So, like, just like this video, it's probably just like my dear diary. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it'll fucking be for somebody.